Hey guys, it's AJ. Welcome back to my channel. You are watching Me and Mr. Vuitton. I am here today to share with you guys a collective sort of haul. I recently had to do a little traveling for work, so I picked up a couple things while I was away on my work trip. And then I also did want to do a reveal on another bag that I purchased. It's actually my first bag of 2019, but it was a birthday gift to myself, a bag that I've wanted to add back into my collection for quite a while. So I've revealed it already on Instagram. If you follow me there, it won't come as any shock, but I did want to also show it here on YouTube. So I am really glad that you joined me. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so and give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. As I build my channel back. I was on YouTube before and then I left, but I'm back now and I really enjoy making videos and I hope you enjoy watching them. So with that all being said, I will get right in and share my first items. So firstly, I wanted to share something that I picked up from motto.com, and it will kind of segue into both items, into the handbag reveal as well. If you're not familiar with Motto, they do replacement straps for like Louis Vuitton, Coach, Chanel, Michael Kors. They do a lot of different replacement straps and chains or handles or, you know, wristlets. They do the clips that you can put onto the Louis Vuitton luggage tags, which I'll show you actually in a minute, so that they're not as fiddly and you don't have to just use the belt loop for the luggage tag. You can actually clip it on your bags. So they do a lot of different kinds of replacement accessories and straps for your handbags. And I've shopped with Motto many, many times. Lynette, who is one of the proprietors of motto.com, she's super sweet. Their communication's great. You email them, you hear right back. You know, if you have questions, anything about their products, they're really top notch in terms of customer service and really their products as well. I've always been very happy with the products that they do sell. So with all that being said, the first item that I wanted to show you, and I'll leave their info below, their contact info there on Instagram, and then of course they have their own website. But the first item that I wanted to show you that I picked up is this chain. I think it's called a chain charm. It's very, very similar to the keychain extender from Louis Vuitton, which allows you more length for like your pochette accessoire or your mini pochette, or, you know, I know a lot of people just use them as decoration, like on the Palm Springs mini backpack. So this is an item that I did purchase pretty much exclusively to use on my Birkin, and I have it hooked there on the toggle, and then just over here to where the sangle goes into the metal part there to hold it. And I just think it adds a little bit of bling to it, but it's not overstated. It doesn't have any logos or anything. It's just sort of like a kind of like a little bracelet almost for the bag. But it also can be very functional. You can use it for keys. I could use it if I needed to extend a strap on a handbag. But I'll take it off of here and show it to you a little bit more closely up close. I believe that right now Motto is doing 20% off accessories, which this is considered. So if you're interested in this item, go ahead and check it out. But you can see it's very nice gold. You know, the chain is very beautiful. And then it has a clip on the end, which looks very similar to like the Louis Vuitton clips on their pochette accessoire, or, you know, a lot of their bags. So that's what the item looks like. I believe that it's 10 inches in length. I think I read when I was looking at it on their website. And it does come either in silver or in gold, but of course I picked it up in gold because it does match the hardware on my Birkin and really all of my other bags. I'm pretty much an exclusively gold hardware type person for my bags. So I just slip it on there. And I think it looks really cool. It just adds a little bit of something. I do have my little horse charm on here as well. So that was the first thing I did get from motto.com. The second thing I have on my new handbag, which I will share with you all. This is a bag that I have owned before. I owned it when I first really got into luxe and when I really started to start spending more on my handbags and investing in designer handbags. And I sold it, I think, the reason why I sold this bag initially, or this style, when I owned it before, is because I was saving for my jumbo, my Chanel jumbo. And it was one that I thought I can rebuy this bag sometime. The jumbo was something that I really wanted to be able to get new from the boutique before the prices went way, way up again. So I sold quite a few handbags in order to be able to afford the jumbo. And so then this sort of just has always been in the back of my mind as a handbag that I would love to add back to my collection. It's a classic piece, I think. I don't have anything in this canvas from Louis Vuitton, and it's a very, very just versatile canvas. I knew that I loved the style, and so it just kind of worked out that for my 30th birthday, I did add this bag back into my collection. I did not purchase it new from the boutique. I got it from fashionpal.com, and while it was listed as, I think, excellent condition with just like a few little scuffs here and there, it truly looks almost like brand new. It was made in the 30th week of 2018, so it's practically new. I'm not really even sure that anyone used it, maybe once or twice. But anyway, enough rambling. It does come in this beautiful Louis Vuitton dust bag, the flap over kind. And as I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you will already know that what I picked up is the Louis Vuitton Alma PM in Damier Ebene canvas. And this bag is just, I think, so classy. It's so ladylike. The thing that I love about it is that you can use it, you know, when it's pouring down rain and it's fine. You know, you don't have to baby it. You don't have to really worry about it at all. I've never been a real big fan of Speedies just because of their slouchiness, and I in general like a more structured handbag. And I find that the Alma is a little more versatile in terms of if you want to carry it this way without a longer strap, then you can do so, and it just looks a little bit dressier. So I've always been a little bit more, I've favored the Alma definitely more. So this bag, as I said, is from the 30th week of 2018. And then this is the clip I wanted to show you, which is also from motto.com. This luggage tag was gifted to me this past Christmas from my beautiful friend Sheila. And it's the, it has the cat stamp on it. It's the smaller size luggage tag, which I love. It was my first one like that in the Vachetta leather. And then this clip was from motto.com. I had already had it, but I use these on all my luggage tags because, as you can see, it keeps it from, you know, twisting. It keeps it real flat, and then it just looks very pretty as a bag charm that way. So this is another great item to pick up from Motto if you do have luggage tags, but you're not really sure how to use them on your bags. So back to the beautiful Alma. It did come with the clochette with the keys. The other thing that made me grab this one is the fact that this one does say Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France, right there on the leather tab, which was very exciting. The lock and keys practically look, or the lock rather, looks pretty much brand new. I mean, it has no scratches, no dings. You know, you'll get scuffs here and there, but the hardware was just absolutely beautiful. And then opening the bag up, and I already used it for several days right after I bought it, just because it is such a versatile bag, and we've been having a lot of snow and, you know, wet weather, and you just don't have to worry about it. So the inside is, of course, the gorgeous red. I actually purchased from Samorga.com a organizer for my Chanel Jumbo because I thought it would help protect the inside, but that it truthfully ended up being a little bit too thick, and it just sort of bulked out my Jumbo, and I was afraid it would kind of ruin the clasp. So I don't use it on my Jumbo, but it's in the real light cream color, and I found out that it fits perfectly in this Alma, so I have been using it in there. But it has, of course, the beautiful red lining, which is just what makes this bag. I think the Ebene next to the red is just so beautiful, and as you can see, it's practically like new. I mean, it has no odors. It smells pretty much brand new from the store. And then the other item that I did get from motto.com to go with this, the main reason I love the Alma MM in Ebene But I don't like the fact that you have to just use it handheld, because for me, especially for work, it's just not practical to only have a handheld bag, especially like in the wintertime when you have a really puffy coat on. This, these don't have a huge drop on the double handles. So I knew that I did want to get the PM so I could then use a strap with it. I didn't want to purchase, you can get a Louis Vuitton branded strap that goes perfectly with this, but they're like around $300, and I just really didn't want to spend the money on that kind of an item. So I did find on motto.com, they have the mahogany color of replacement strap that is essentially an exact match to the Louis Vuitton Damier Ebene brown leather. So as you can see, here's the strap that I picked up with the beautiful clasps there. Look, it's pretty much identical to Louis Vuitton ones. And then it's this gorgeous, it's not as shiny as the Damier Ebene leather, but it doesn't really bother me. I think it's pretty, it's a little bit softer. It's not as, the Ebene strap can be sometimes kind of, dig into your shoulder or whatever because it's so stiff. But this is a 32-inch, it's non-adjustable because I didn't really need the adjustments. I would never carry this bag crossbody or anything. So I did get the 32-inch length because I figured out that would hit me perfectly on the shoulder. And the PM, of course, has these little hooks for your strap to attach. So we'll just clip that on so you can see it. But there is the strap on the Alma. It's really nice when you put it on your shoulder. These ones fold down so it's nice and, flush to your body. But then by the same respect, as you're carrying it, it just looks really, really beautiful, I think, with the strap like this. And you can see the match. I mean, it's practically identical. It's just, as I said, it's not as shiny. So that is the strap that I did get for my Alma, and I just am so excited to use it. It's such a classic bag. I think it's really one that never goes out of fashion. It's, it's really a staple to the house of Louis Vuitton, and I just think it's beautiful. So there is her new strap on my beautiful new Alma PM, and I'm so excited to own it. So that was the other bag that I did grab myself off of fashionfile.com. We'll sit it right there for my birthday this year. Just because I feel that it's a classic. I didn't have any Louis Vuitton canvas items in my collection, and I really just missed having a Damier Ebene piece that, I don't have to worry about. I don't have to, baby it. I don't have to change out of it when it's raining. This would definitely be the bag that I would reach for when it's raining. And I'm definitely more of a top handle satchel type fan in terms of what I like to carry. So that is the other item. A couple of items that I did grab. Again, the strap from motto.com. It just looks perfect with this bag, I think. Moving on to the items that I did pick up while I was on my my work trip. The first one is from Michael Kors. The mall that I did go to has a Michael Kors standalone store inside of it. So I just swung in there really quick because I was actually looking for like bag poofs or poms, but they didn't have any. I think I'm just going to order one off Lindy's.com because she does such a good job with her bag poms. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're definitely worth it. They're nice bag poms or poofs. So in any event, while I was in Michael Kors, I did manage to find something that I loved and that I did pick up. They did a really nice job with the packaging. I don't think I've ever bought anything directly from the Michael Kors store. I definitely, whenever I have purchased Michael Kors items, they're always like from Macy's or something, so it was nice to have all the packaging. But it comes with the beautiful like embossed tissue in the Michael Kors bag. This is the proof of purchase for the item that I picked up in this little envelope, which is nice. And then they wrapped it like this with the Michael Kors sticker, again in the beautiful tissue. And the item that I grabbed, I looked, while I was at Louis Vuitton picking up this item, I looked at the Victorine wallet because I've kind of been eyeballing that since Shea Whitney unboxed hers. And so I wasn't really sure how that kind of wallet would work for me. It's a trifold. So I thought I would go with this because it'll give me the same idea and the same layout and everything, but without a huge monetary investment if this style ends up driving me crazy. Because normally I'll just use like a flat card holder like my Mulberry, or like right now I'm using my beautiful little Ted Baker French Bulldog card holder that my friend Linda gave me. I absolutely love it. It's just the cutest stinking thing. So I usually use this kind or like a huge full-size wallet. So I wanted kind of an option that would be a mid-size wallet, and this is what I picked up. It's an absolutely beautiful color. It's, let's see what they call it. It's like a Bordeaux sort of burgundy type color. They call it oxblood, which is a very accurate description, I would say. But this is just the cutest little wallet. It has Michael Kors here on the front in gold, and it's the envelope shape, very similar to the Victorine. The Victorine's a little bit bigger, I would say, because I looked at it. But then it has the gold tassel pull there on the back pocket, which is for your coin, and it's stuffed really nicely. And then opening it up, I'll show you the tag in a minute so you can see the style and all that. But opening it up, it just is a trifold, and then it has the bill fold right there. And of course the care booklet is inside. But it's just a really nice little wallet. I think it's super cute. It has Michael Kors there in gold. And I loved the color, was the main reason that drew me to it. They had like a kind of a light seafoam green. They had a lighter kind of a mauve-y color compared to this. They had black, and they had like a really, really light kind of a nudie, pinky beige color, which I was a little bit nervous to do. But I loved this color. I thought it was just absolutely stunning. So this wallet is called the Blakely Small Card Wallet, and it is in leather. This item actually was originally $88, and it was on sale for $61.60, which I thought was still a really good price to start with. And then when I checked out, it actually rang up, I think it ended up being an extra 25% off. Let me take a look at my receipt here. Yeah, it was, it ended up being $46.20. So I think that it was on sale like another 25%. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. I would have been happy with the 61 because like the Victorine wallet is I think $5.45. So as I said, I didn't want to invest a lot if I don't know if this style works. So if I use this and I enjoy it, then I may look at the Victorine. But I loved the color of this, and for a little leather wallet, how can you go wrong with, you know, less than 50 bucks? So anyway, that is my new beautiful wallet. And then lastly, the last most exciting thing that I picked up is in this bag from Louis Vuitton, of course. This is a item that I have wanted to add back into my collection for quite a while, probably at least a year, but it's also an item that's virtually impossible to find. You may know what I'm talking about, but I actually reached out on a whim. I've been on a list for this item with my local sales associate for probably the better part of at least a couple months, but she hasn't got one in yet for me, which is fine. I know they're really hard to come by. But I actually reached out to a good friend of mine on Instagram, and I will put her information below. She works over at Louis Vuitton in the Keystone Mall in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I knew I was going over for business, and so I just basically messaged her on Instagram and said, you know, do you guys happen to have one in stock in your boutique? And she, you know, said actually yes, that they did. She told me the pattern of it. It wouldn't have been my absolute first choice, but I actually have had this exact item and I've never had issues with it. And it was my first of this that I have owned. I've owned a couple of these and I've always sold them and I've always regretted it. So this time this is going to be it and I'm going to keep it. But she had one, and so she was kind enough to, you know, mark my name on it, and I went right in and picked it up because I knew I would be there for work. And Erica, if you're watching, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate not only your Instagram friendship, but also you know, taking care of me on this item. So it really is special, and I really do appreciate her not only having one in the store, but also helping me out with it. So this is the bag that it came in. It's a really nice big bag. She actually was not there when I picked it up, my friend, but she told her, you know, fellow sales associates that I would be coming in for it, and they were all very, very kind. The Louis Vuitton is located within the Saks Fifth Avenue at that Keystone Mall. So that's where it is. They're all great. They were all very, very nice. They were kind enough to give me 3 of the perfumes to try out: the Mille Faux, the Matière Noire, and Contre Moi. So I'm excited to try those. And then the item that I did pick up is in this box with the beautiful ribbon on the front. I just love the packaging. Like, isn't the packaging half the fun? So there's the box. I'm sure that some of you probably already know what this is. Here is my proof of purchase with her business card, of course, and then my receipt there. And the item that I got is, of course, in the drawstring, or I'm sorry, in the drawer box in the dust bag. And it is the Louis Vuitton mini pochette in Damier Ebene. This beautiful item does say Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France on the tab there. Beautiful white vachetta tab. And Azure is just an absolutely, if I just said Ebene, it's actually Azure. Sorry about that. I'm stuck on the Alma. The Azure pattern, I think, is just beautiful. I have owned it in a full-size handbag. I had the Artsy in Azure, and while I loved it, I felt like I always could only use it during the summer months. I know a lot of people use Azure in winter. I love it in winter. I think it's beautiful. It's like a winter white, but for me, I just don't have the guts to do it. So Azure is a great item for me to have an SLG. When I owned the mini pochette in Azure before, I never had an issue with any kind of color transfer or anything like that. So, you know, I was totally fine with adding it back to my collection. This is just, to me, the best investment between this and, let me find it, and the multi-clay. These 2 items, to me, are the must-haves from Louis Vuitton. They're actually the only 2 SLGs that I own from Louis Vuitton. The 6-key holder and monogram, and then, of course, the mini pochette and Azure. And I feel that if you are going to have nothing else, or if you're starting your collection, or you're wondering, you know, what to buy someone who wants to start their collection, one of these 2 items will never fail. This item I couldn't live without, no way, no how. This item I found, that I really don't want to live without it. It just is the perfect catch-all. It's the perfect size. I've looked for replacements. I've looked for Michael Kors, for Coach, for Kate Spade. I've looked through a lot of the more like modern brands for a similar type pouch, a size pouch. They're impossible to find. They're either too rigid, they're too big, they're too tall, you know, they don't squish enough. There's just always something that never is equal to this item. And so that's why I really did want to go ahead and invest in a mini pochette again. Again, these are very, very hard to come by. They are sold out online. I've stalked them online. They always say either call for availability. At one time they said, you know, unavailable, as in we're not making anymore. And my sales associate locally said, you know, that's not really true. They are still making them, but they're just very, very limited. So that's why I went on the list. But, you know, to be able to find one, this item was just made in the 3rd week of 2019. So it's brand spanking new. And to be able to find one from Erica was just a really, really unexpected surprise. And I'm so glad that I was able to. Here's the information on the item. And, of course, the material card. And here is the item number if you're interested. So anyway, that is my exciting reveal. I'm really, really excited to have this back in my collection. I think it is just the perfect little catch-all for all of my items out of my bags. I have been using this, which is a Kate Spade. Like, this is more like the Louis Vuitton cosmetic pouch. But what I don't like about it, especially like in my jumbo, is that it's very, very rigid and stiff. And so it kind of, it's just not as pliable and malleable for some of my smaller bags. It's definitely more like a cosmetic pouch, whereas this is just a great little catch-all, and it doesn't take up too much space. You can squash it. It just is perfect in every way to me, so that's why I did add it back to my collection. And now that I've added this in azure, I have my beautiful Alma here in the bean, and I have my multi-clay in monogram. So I have all 3 canvases again, which is super exciting. So anyway, that is my little collective haul. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you liked it, again, please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will check you guys out in my next video. Take care, guys.